Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
We are the student of GSC course, Content Creation and YouTube blogging. Thank you very much for honoring our interview, sir. Yes, sir. So, can you briefly introduce the skill you are teaching and how it's applicable to the world?
Yeah, my name is Yusuf Muhyiddin, Department of Telecommunications Networking. The skill I'm taking is networking.
Okay, sir.
And what networking is about communication, give room for communication, sharing communication resources, like connecting devices together. So that one now give students on how to manage networking devices that we have. We have a router, switches, and firewall, different networking devices. So it allows students to configure those devices.
Okay, sir. Uh,
This skill is very important for students because when you are talking about managing devices manage devices that allow communication, devices that allow communications, like your phone now, your phone is device that allow you to communicate, but communicating between different devices now. These are the devices, and it's very important. Be it managing them and security part of them. So it's very important for students. Do you understand? So
Yes,
when
sir.
it comes to configuring them, managing them in terms of those devices, the routers, the firewalls is the one that handling the security part of our communication. You can see it's very important.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I say it's very important for undergraduates if you can go in this area of skills.
Okay. Sir, what are the basic requirements needed for these skills to start learning?
I don't think it has so much basic requirement. One thing is just if you have this zeal.
Okay.
So if the zeal is there to learn, so I don't think there is any basic requirement. It's something that you can just pick up, learn and read.
Okay.
So it's the zeal. So I don't think there is any basic requirement for it.
Okay. How long does it typically take for a complete beginner to become proficient?
It's a continual process.
Yes,
I
sir.
can't give you a specific time. It's just a continual process. You need to continue developing yourself.
Okay.
So if you finish the associate level, you can easily move to the professional level, expert level. It depends on how you feel like, okay, the level you are. So
Okay.
it depends on the level you feel like. Okay, if you feel like you want to stay in professional level, or you want to continue as a professional or as expert, so it doesn't have that limited time. So it depends on you.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, thank you very much. So what are the fundamental steps in mastering these skills?
the fundamental step is just, let me say, ability to read
Okay.
and create time for reading and create time for developing yourself in terms of this skill, and look for material both in hardware software part, because one thing you notice is more of hardware parts of the skill. It also involves some software parts. So I don't think you have any much in that area.
All right. So what material, tools, or software does a beginner need to start?
There is a lot of material. One thing about this skill is about what we also have different vendors in different area. We have Cisco, Huawei, Juniper, Frontier, different vendors. So it's not depend on you that you feel like, okay, I want to go in line with this vendor. So if you can go in line with this vendor, so you can just look for their material. Everything has become online. You can easily go online, download their material, or go to the portals of those companies, download, or you join some of those, join the club like Huawei now. Unilorin is presently in partnership with Huawei. So you can just join the Huawei club and register on their portal, and can beginning to have access to their material.
Alright. So are these material expensive, or can any student?
No, it's free.
Oh, okay.
The material is free. You can just go register on the Huawei portal. When you register on the Huawei portal, join their class. You can even join our GSS class. So you can download those material on the portal to the level that you feel like, be it associate level, professional level, expert level. So it depends on the level that you feel like you want to get to.
Okay, sir. Can this skill be fully learned online, or does it require physical presence?
Yes, it's both. It's hybrid. It's you can learn it online.
Online.
You can also you need a physical part of it. The online part, that's when the simulating tools comes in. And when you are able to move around with simulating tools, you need to see some of those devices physically to know how to configure them. So I say it's hybrid. You can do both virtual and physical.
Okay. So, what is the structure of your training? Like, do you have modules, duration, or milestones?
Yes, we have a duration, like the duration of the GSC class
GSA,
now
yeah.
for this first semester. I think that's the duration for the class.
Okay, yes, sir.
So it's about one mode, which is maybe 3 months.
Yeah, okay. So what common challenges do beginners face with this skill while learning this skill?
No, it's always challenging to any beginner because it look a little bit abstract at the beginning. It look a little, but it depends on the trainer, how the trainer handle the students. So if the trainer make it more easier for the students, so it will be easier later on towards the end of the training.
Okay. I have answered my second question already. I wanted to ask how the students can overcome the challenge, but I think we what you have said.
Yes.
Sir. Okay. So the next question is, how can students build a strong profile with this skill?
A student can bring a strong profile. Like at the end of this training now, what I always advise students, there is a certification course at the end of the training. That I always advise students to write the certification at the end of the training, which is free. We are able to get them the voucher. We are able to get them the voucher for the for the exam, which is free. So with that, you can build your profile through it. You can easily add it to your school certificates after your school. So that's the way you can build your profile.
Yeah. So what practical exercise or project do you use to enforce learning?
One thing about this thing is it involves both theory and practical. So
yes.
there is a lab guide for the training. So it's always involved a practical class. So we need the practical. So we have a lab guide for the training.
Yes. With your experience, sir, what separates an average learner from an exceptional one?
At the end of the training, that I always advise students to write the certification at the end of the training, which is free. We are able to get them the voucher. We are able to get them the voucher for the for the exam, which is free. So with that, you can build your profile through it. You can easily add it to your school certificates after your school. So that's the way you can build your profile.
Yeah. So what practical exercise or project do you use to enforce learning?
One thing about this thing is it involves both theory and practical. So
yes.
there is a lab guide for the training. So it's always involved a practical class. So we need the practical. So we have a lab guide for the training.
Yes. With your experience, sir, what separates an average learner from an exceptional one?
One thing, it's involved the level of dedication. Because one thing about this course is like we have associate part, which is the one we are taking them for GSE. There's also what expert part of it, which is after you train for the associate part, which is ACIE, you now move on ACIP. It's now left for you that feel like, okay, I want to advance in terms of networking. I want to go to associate part or expert part. So it depends on your what. I've already said zeal.
Yes, sir. Okay, so at what stage can a student start earning money with this skill, and what are the typical beginning levels opportunities available?
Like now, you can start any stages. Like the partnership with school Unilearning and Huawei give students that avenue. Like now, if during your CWS level, they can always employ you for the CWS when you have their certificate. So through their certificates, you can be employed for the CWS, NYSC placement and job placement. Because what they believe that if they have their certification, you've already been trained with the use of their equipment. The purpose of what this is being trained with the use of what Huawei equipment. So definitely with that, you can easily manage their what equipment anywhere. So,
can you give example of successful students that who make money with this skill?
we have so many students from Unilever that's being employed to Huawei. We have close to, let me say, above 40 students, be it NYC, CWES, and job placement. But one advantage you always have, if you have a placement where NYC placement with them, definitely they will employ you. They are not a lazy type. So that's our success story. So we have like close to 40 students.
Okay. What are the potential income range for a student at beginner, intermediate, and advanced level?
Like most of those students that we have been talking to now, I think most of them, they start with them like 300.
Okay.
Range of 300. So it's now depend on how we have been working with them, your dedication, and we have been. And one advantage thing is, if you can start with them, you can easily move to another bigger stages. Like the partnership with school Unilever and Huawei give students that avenue. Like now, if during your CWS level, they can always employ you for the CWS when you have their certificate. So through their certificate, you can be employed for the CWS, NYSC placement, and job placement. Because what they believe that if they have their certification, you've already been trained with the use of their equipment. The purpose of what this is being trained with the use of what Huawei equipment. So definitely with that, you can easily manage their equipment anywhere. So,
can you give example of successful students that who make money with this skill?
We have so many students from Unilever that's being employed to Huawei. We have close to, let me say, above 40 students, be it NYC, CWES, and job placement. But one advantage you always have, if you have a placement where NYC placement with them, definitely they will employ you. They are not a lazy type. So that's our success story. So we have like close to 40 students.
Okay. What are the potential income range for a student at beginner, intermediate, and advanced level?
Like most of those students that we have been talking to now, I think most of them, they start with them like 300.
Okay.
Range of 300. So it's now depend on how we have been working with them, your dedication, and we have been. And one advantage thing is, if you can start with them, you can easily move to another bigger organization.
Yeah.
That's one of the advantages. Now depend on you, the level of experience you have gained with them. But it's very, very okay for you to start your career with them.
Okay, sure. All right. What are the startup costs involved in monetizing this skill?
I don't think it's.
Okay. There's no.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, what tools or resources are absolutely essential for earning money with this skill?
I didn't understand that question.
What tools or resources are absolutely essential for earning money?
I don't think it's just dedicated time.
Okay, sir.
Times and dedication.
Okay, sir. I think we have answered this question. How profitable this skill is in Nigerian government or global market?
It's very profitable.
Okay.
I won't like to. It's like a self-development. You've already developed yourself. Turn yourself to a marketable product.
Okay. Alright. So what opportunity exists for students to freelance using this skill and also to work remotely and internationally?
There is a lot of opportunity. You know, one thing about this skill is like introducing students to basically a tech skill. So if you can do networking, and definitely you can easily move to network security, cyber security. So it's like, let me say, it's a more foundation. Because if you can understand networking, that one can easily allow you to develop yourself in terms of other skills, be it network security, cyber security.
Okay, so then how can students market themselves effectively after learning this skill, and which platform can they sell this skill?
You know, there is a lot of platform that you can use to market yourself.
Okay.
Like after this course now, doing the certification course, one thing that certification will tell you that you have experience based on this skill. We have different certification. That is another marketable certification. So the certification part will also make you a marketable.
Okay, sir. So what mistakes do students often make when trying to monetize the skill?
The mistake student is they didn't want to do the exam in terms of certification. Most of them just want A. They want to pass. But like what I always advise them is that do the certification, because the certification tell outsider that okay, you have experience based on this course and based on this skill.
So what advice do you give students who want to scale from small jobs to major projects?
One thing I will just advise them is to learn a marketable skill that after the school that can easily be marketable outside the school.
Yes, sir. Is this skill future proof, and how is it evolving in today's economy?
It's future proof because when you are talking about managing a network device, a communication device, which is a real life, a real time skill.
What advanced aspects of this skill should students aspire to learn?
Like you have different categories of this skill. Like I've already explained, we have associate level, professional level, expert level. So it depends on your zeal.
Yes, sir.
So to go further.
Okay. So I think you have answered the next question. It depends on our zeal to reach the mastery and expert level. What additional course or related course can complement this one?
Like I've already said that we have network security, cyber security. All those cloud computing skill is another skill that is associated to this. So it has a lot of, one thing about networking is like a foundation when it comes to tech related environment.
Yes, sir. What is the maximum income potential for someone who has become highly skilled?
When you are talking about 6 figures, it's about 6 figures.
Okay. So how can students continuously improve? I think you answered this one and stay updated. Yeah, it's a true dedication and zeal. Yeah. So what's your final advice would you give undergraduate students after learning and monetizing this skill?
I would just advise them they should continue learning. Okay. When you are talking about skills, you continue learning process. You keep on developing yourself. Don't just limit yourself to a particular skill.
Yes, sir. Okay, so lastly, what should students do immediately after completing your training to start earning?
Just advise them to do the certification. That certification has already led the world. Whenever you place your CV, they already know that you have a particular skill in this environment and with this particular vendor.
All right, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.